Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Muffler Dundon Muffler Company quarterly report. My name is Matt Stevens. I'm the IT manager.
I'm Joseph Robertson, and I am in manufacturing.
I'm Chase Leonard. I'm part of the marketing department.
I'm Danielle Drescher. I'm the manager of the sales department.
I'm Tessa Marcon. I'm HR management.
I'm Caitlin Connell, and I'm the accounting manager.
So this is the expenses for the IT department. So our expected expenses were $2,900. However, our total expenses turned out to be just shy of $2,700. So we saved $200 in our mind. But IT got really hungry, and so a lot of the money went to food. This is due to the fact that in November there was this business trip that IT went on to Montreal, and there was a lot of money spent in entertainment, travel, and food because of that. On to revenues. Okay, so we were projected to get $1,200, but in reality we actually got $1,557. This is good because this is $357 more than we thought. IT had generous upper management. As you can see, $800 came from upper management, and this was due to the fact that in October, IT celebrated its 18th annual department anniversary, and upper management generously donated to that cause.
All right, so for the marketing department, we actually expected to spend around $3,500, but at the end we did spend a little bit more, around $200 more, mainly because the entertainment department in the marketing category was a little bit too much than we actually thought. Similar other expenses here were in the clothes, travel, the athletic, the food department areas inside our department. The books, which we had to order. A lot of this was unexpected, but we actually did manage to pay for it with a little bit more than we actually thought we had. But in our revenues department, we actually estimated around $2,000. We were around $400 short, but that's not too bad. Looking ahead, I think we can make some changes here. We did gain a lot of our money from our working and from our savings and stuff like that we actually got from loans, especially from you guys as our CEOs. And yeah, looking ahead, I think we can make some changes here to gain some more revenue and make a better impact in the future.
So the sales department this quarter, most expenses were in tuition and renting a space. The most expensive month was October due to unexpected expenses of an injury and insurance claims. And we had an expected quarterly expense budget of $10,000. We ended up going about $500 below that and just hit around $9,500. And in revenues, our largest revenues were from loans, OSAP, and savings. The most profitable month was September, and we had an expected quarterly revenues of $15,000, and we ended up getting just over $300 over that with $15,340.
For the HR department, through our expenses, most expenses were spent on company apparel, roughly around $500, because we got a new logo, so we had to get a bunch of new clothing. September became the most costly month because the department had a lot of unexpected expenses because we had new staff coming in and out, so that caused a lot of money. Estimated expenses was around $1,300, but it was roughly $400 over of what we expected, so that was a bit of a downfall there. But revenue, our overestimated budget for HR was around $2,100. We did manage to stay on the positive side with $386, which came from upper management and savings that we had set aside for unexpected expenses, which did help us out a little bit.
Okay, so in the accounting department, we saw the largest expenses in the unexpected expenses, as well as the books. So we needed some supplies to actually get the company going, and those were the books, which were the most expensive. And those expenses came out in September, so September was the most expensive month of the quarter. And the department expected expenses was $2,995, and we ended up staying under budget by only spending $2,426.96, which was a decent amount under budget. So in the future, we now know that we can spend a little bit more. And as you can see, all the other expenses were pretty much a lot lower than the books and unexpected. Food was also up there in price, but that's about it. And then for revenues, we saw that the savings was like where most of the revenues was coming from. And we saw the most like revenue coming from September because that's where the initial savings revenue came from. And the rest, there was a slight increase, but not much. And we were expected to make $9,281.70, and we actually made for the quarter $9,462.15, making a total profit for the company, or of the accounting department for the company, of $7,035.19.
So the largest expense that the manufacturing department had was for our building because, well, we have to have lots of property in order to manufacture everything in this department, and the largest expense month was September because that was the month that we paid for our building, and the expected amount we expected to spend was $3,237.47. Our actual amount is just $10 more with $3,247.47. And as for our revenue, the most profitable month was September with $5,500, and the total revenue was actually $5,500. We did not get much for this department, but the largest source was from OSAP because they were so kind to give us a good $5,000, and the manufacturing department stayed in profit of $1,200.
As we noticed through our quarterly reports that a lot of the expenses through all of the departments went through unexpected expenses. For future references, all the departments are going to be now having a different savings account where we're going to put a little bit of each department's income into it, just as a safety net for if there is any other unexpected expenses that we have a backup, and so we don't have to use other parts of our budget, so we can keep on track.
Alright, one of the other issues that we figured out during the quarterly report was actually the impulsive purchasing we made over the 3 months. We thought that some of the purchases we made, like the entertainment categories and some of the marketing, or some of the food areas and other departments, we thought was unnecessary. We could actually maybe cut back on some of those and provide more beneficial equipment to our resources. This actually affected us dramatically, as a lot of us lost a lot of money in our department. So if we a little bit fix this stuff, spend money on stuff we actually needed a little bit more, we actually have better revenues in each of our departments.
Another thing that we saw that could possibly improve it is have monthly meetings in order to hold each department accountable for their spending, and then if need be, rework the budget, as well as work out any budgeting problems that one company might one of the departments might be having within the company, as well as make sure that everyone's on track for each month, and then rework the next month if we have to.
And the final technique we feel would help improve our company's as a whole budget would be to use one budgeting technique. The one that we found would work the best is actually a combination of two. Over budgeting your expenses and under budgeting your revenues, as well as using a operating budget where you look at what you spent the last month and add a little bit more to your expenses and take a little bit off your revenues.
After reviewing this quarterly report, we came up with a revenue of $35,301.21.
Our total expenses were $20,042.26.
This put us in a profitable position of $14,879.95. Thank you for listening to our quarterly report. Join us next quarter to see what's happened.